Hello everyone, a very good afternoon to all of you. This is Ashwin Ramani, your research analyst at SBI Securities. I hope I'm audible and I hope you all are able to see my screen. If you all can give me a heads up in the chat box. अगर मेरी आवाज सुनाई दे रही है, स्क्रीन दिखाई दे रहा है तो आप मुझे एक बार चैट बॉक्स में कमेंट करके बता सकते हो so that I know you all are with me live in the session. We just wait for a couple of minutes. I see that people are joining in, and then we should be good to go with the mid-market session. Sridhar ji, hi, good afternoon. Kasturi ma'am, hi, good afternoon to you as well. Vansh ji, good afternoon. Karan ji, good afternoon to you as well. So we just wait for another 20-30 seconds and then we will start. Chaitra ji, hello, good afternoon. Okay. So let us start off with an update on the global markets first. So सबसे पहले अगर हम US markets की बात करें तो Dow Jones closed around 0.31% higher. S&P 500 closed 0.58% higher, and Nasdaq closed around 0.89% higher. So if we look at the US market, so US markets had a positive outing yesterday. If we look at Dow futures, so Dow futures is up 0.2%. So we can expect a flat to positive start to the US markets today as well. If you look at the European markets, Germany was up 0.23%. London was up 0.67%. While France was up 0.37%. And even if we see Eurostox 50, that was up 0.32% higher. So like the US markets, even European markets had a good outing yesterday. If we look at the Asian markets, so अगर हम Asian markets की बात करें, so if we look at Nikkei, so Nikkei is up 1.35%, Hang Seng is up 0.69%, Shanghai is up 0.6%, even Kospi is up 2.5%. So Kospi is the best performing Asian index. अगर आप देखोगे the only markets that are undergoing some selling pressure, that is our markets currently. So Nifty and Sensex, these are the only indices compared to the global indices that are down currently. So Nifty is down 0.21%. Sensex is down 0.19%. So we were on course to hit the all-time high of 26,277 yesterday, but we are seeing some selling pressure at the highs here. But the overall trend is still intact. It's not that our trend has changed. It's just that there is some profit booking that is going on post the sharp rally that we saw in the last week or so. If we see, so next week, next Tuesday, we have the monthly rollover. So we will get the rollover data next week. But if we see how the global markets have performed in the month of October, so Kospi has been the best performing global index that was up around 15%, followed by Nikkei, which was up around 10% nearly, followed by Nifty. So Nifty has had a good month in the month of October. Nifty was up around 4.6 to 5%. Eurostox index was up around 3%. If you look at S&P 500, Dow Jones, Nasdaq, Shanghai, almost all these indices, closed around 1.5 to 2% higher. And Hang Seng closed around 2.6% lower. So Hang Seng is the worst performing global market index as of October now. So all in all the markets are in green, barring our markets, which is seeing some selling pressure at the higher levels. If we look at the macro indicators, so dollar index पिछले 3 दिन से relatively flat है यहाँ पे. So dollar index, I think the immediate resistance is around 99.5, followed by 100. So as long as the dollar index is below 100, it's a good sign for us. The overall trend is still down, though there is some pullback that we are seeing in the dollar index. But as long as it trades below the 100 levels, it is good for emerging markets like us. If you look at dollar by rupee, अगर हम dollar by rupee देखें, so again dollar by rupee post rupee gaining around 1%, on 15th of October. The trend has gone sideways here. So if you see, it's been consolidating in that 88 to 87.5 mark now. So any fall below 87.5 until 86, 85 is going to be a positive sign for us. If you look at the US government bonds 10-year yields, again, it's at 3.99%. So post, Federal Reserve going for the interest rate cuts, the yields have been on a downward trajectory. And as long as the yields are down, it's a good sign, for our markets, because if the yields go down, then chances are that there can be some flows that can move to the Indian markets here. And if you look at India VIX, so India VIX again has been consolidating. 11.95 to 12 is a strong, resistance zone for India VIX. So as long as it stays below the 12 mark, there is no major signs to worry. On the downside, 9.5 to 9.6 is a strong support area for India VIX here. If you look at crude oil, so yesterday we saw US has put sanctions on two big oil companies in Russia, that is Rosneft and Lukoil. So post that sanctions, now there is some supply side issues with regards to crude oil now, and that is the reason why we saw crude oil prices moving up in the last 2 days. So yesterday almost it was up around 4%. A day before it was up around 2%. So roughly around it's up 6-7% from the lows here. But the overall trend is still down. I think on the downside, $59 to $60 a barrel is a strong support. While on the upside, as long as the $70 mark is intact, there is no major signs to worry. Also, there is a lot of news that is going around with US asking India not to buy oil from Russia, with some reports suggesting that we might gradually cut down our oil imports from Russia. So we'll have to wait and watch. There is no official confirmation by the government yet. It's just that the US president is claiming that our prime minister has assured that we will cut the oil imports. But as far as I know, there is no official confirmation from our government. So as long as there is no official confirmation, it's just speculation. So we'll have to wait for confirmation regarding that. So if we look at silver, post Dhanteras, we saw that there is some profit booking that we are seeing in silver. So silver from the highs of $54.5 an ounce, it has now come back to $48 an ounce. For the last 3 days, it's been hovering around its 20-day EMA. The overall trend is still positive. It's just that, post the sharp rally, there is obviously some profit booking that is going on in this counter here. And if we look at gold, so gold post the sharp rally, it had moved towards $4,400 an ounce, and we are seeing some profit booking. And from the last 3 days, we saw that it is holding above its 20-day EMA here, which is a positive sign. So the overall trend for gold and silver is intact, though a profit booking from the current levels can't be ruled out. Structurally, like we've been saying, it's look at gold and silver from a slightly longer term perspective than a short term perspective here. If you look at the FII positioning, so FII is after the bouts of buying that we saw, though the quantum of buying was less compared to selling. So yesterday again, FIIs were net sellers in the cash market. So they sold around 1,166 crores worth of shares. But on the other hand, if we see what they did in index futures was they cut some short positions. So short covering abhi bhi hua hai. And after a long time, we have seen long short ratio moving above the 20 mark. So from almost 19%, it has jumped to 24%. That's almost a 6% jump in the long short ratio. ये जंप इसके लिए आया क्योंकि हमने देखा है कि ये जो नेट इंडेक्स फ्यूचर्स कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स है -1,37,000 से अभी -1,13,000 हो गया है. So we can see that FIIs have been gradually cutting down their short positions in index futures here. So cash market mein again it's still mixed. We were seeing some buying in the last 7-8 sessions, though the quantum of buying was small. But then again, yesterday we saw around 1,165 crores of worth of shares being sold in the cash market, though there is an improvement in the long short ratio in index futures. If we look at the Nifty 50 chart here, so this is the daily chart for Nifty 50. So like we saw yesterday, we hit a high of 26,104. The previous all-time high, if you see, it's at 26,277. So I think it seemed like एक momentum पकड़ के अब थोड़ा और ऊपर चला जाएगा. But अगर हम daily chart देखेंगे, since we got a breakout above this symmetrical triangle pattern, we got a breakout on the 16th of October. Every day we were seeing a new high. There was a new high on 17th, new high on 20th, new high on 21st, another new high yesterday. So every day there was a higher high formation in Nifty, and today Nifty has taken a breather. We are not seeing a fresh high today. Ideally, it has. So the last 5 days we were seeing higher highs, but today seems like we might not close about 26,104. So that ideally, that 26,100 level ideally is now acting as a resistance for Nifty, with Nifty failing to go above this mark here. And obviously there is some profit booking, and ये profit booking होना भी था because considering ये जो sharp rally हुआ है, almost from 25,350 से लेके almost 26,100 तक. So obviously some profit booking can't be ruled out, but the overall trend is intact. अगर आप देखोगे, Nifty still trades above all its key moving averages. The RSI is kind of slightly moving down post hitting a high of almost 72, 73 here. The ADX is still on the rising mode. DI plus is well above DI minus. MACD is still above the zero line. So yesterday we had a session on MACD. Abhi bhi MACD is well above the signal line. Though there is some shrinking bars here, I feel rather than a reversal, this feels like a consolidation for Nifty. So हो सकता है 25,800, 26,100, ये 200, 300 पॉइंट्स के आसपास थोड़ा सा निफ्टी कंसोलिडेशन लेके then it can resume its uptrend again. So no signs to worry. I think it's just routine profit booking. So on the downside, I feel 25 770, 25,800 is a strong support for Nifty here. So looks like we might get a lower close. So yesterday's low was around 25,862. Right now we are below yesterday's low. So interestingly, we'll have to wait and see if we close above yesterday's low or we close below yesterday's lows here. अगर हम previous day low के नीचे close होते हैं 862 के नीचे, then हो सकता है थोड़ा सा और ये consolidation extend हो before we start moving up again. So 25,800, 25,750 on the downside is a strong support level for Nifty. While on the upside, yesterday's high of 26,100, that level is likely to act as a strong resistance for Nifty here. अगर हम 5 मिनट्स चार्ट भी देखेंगे, अगर हम फर्स्ट आवर में देखेंगे निफ्टी का, तो एक सिमेट्रिकल ट्रायंगल लाइक पैटर्न बना था, फिर एक ब्रेकडाउन आया. देन ब्रेकडाउन के बाद ऐसा भी नहीं हुआ कि एक स्ट्रॉन्ग फॉलो थ्रू सेलिंग हमें देखने को मिला. देन निफ्टी ऑलमोस्ट इट कंसोलिडेटेड हियर, एक काइंड ऑफ राउंडिंग पैटर्न हम बोल सकते हैं. It hit a low of 25,783 and from there on we are seeing some recovery here. But largely अगर हम लोग देखेंगे ऑलमोस्ट 10 बजे के आसपास से निफ्टी एक रेंज में ही है. सो ऑन दी अपसाइड 25,880 ऑन दी हायर साइड, एंड लोअर साइड में बात करें तो 25,780. सो ऑलमोस्ट 100 पॉइंट्स के रेंज में ही है निफ्टी अगर हम थोड़ा सा एक ब्रॉडर व्यू देखें तो. सो आई फील इफ 25,880, 26,000 के ऊपर जाता है तो ये इंट्राडे में एक शॉर्ट टर्म बर्स्ट हम देख सकते हैं टुवर्ड्स द लास्ट आवर ऑफ द डे. Or if not, then I think Nifty is well likely to close maybe between 25,880 and 25,780 और शायद ये यही रेंज में क्लोज होगा. एंड आई डोंट थिंक कुछ काफी ज्यादा मूवमेंट आएगा क्योंकि आज एक्सपायरी भी नहीं है, या काफी ज्यादा स्ट्रॉन्ग मूवमेंट आएगा डाउन साइड पर भी. So all in all, I feel today the moment is going to be relatively flat, or maybe if we get a break about 26,000, then Nifty can attempt moving towards 26,050, 26,070 levels on an intraday basis here. If we look at Sensex, so Sensex में भी similar story है. Suppose the breakout, Sensex में भी आज एक higher high formation जो एक trend बन रहा था पिछले 5 दिन से, वो भी ट्रेंड थोड़ा थम गया है आज के सेशन में अगर हम देखें तो. So again, previous day's low is around 84,445. We are at 84,381. So we are below yesterday's low. Again, like I said, for Nifty जैसे हमने डिस्कस किया था, as long as the trend is still up, अभी भी सारे मूविंग एवरेजेस के ऊपर है, MACD जीरो लाइन के ऊपर है, ADX is also kind of on the higher side. RSI भी इतना कुछ टूटा नहीं है, अभी 72 के एक हाई था. अगर हम देखेंगे RSI फिलहाल, if we see the RSI for Sensex, it's at 70, so it's still in that overbought territory. It's not that it's extremely overbought. So I feel it's more of a consolidation that we can expect probably for a couple of more days before it starts resuming its uptrend again. Unless over the weekend अगर कुछ negative development होता है, let's say the deal related अगर कुछ आता है news, because I think that is the major overhang for the markets right now. बीच बीच में मार्केट्स को लगता है अच्छा हाँ अभी इंडिया यूएस के बीच में एक डील हो जाएगा तो चलो अब तो मार्केट्स में अब तेजी तेजी होगी. देन फिर ऐसा लगता है कि नहीं, देयर इज सम बैक एंड फोर्थ दैट इज गोइंग ऑन एंड मे बी वी माइट नॉट हैव अ गुड डील, सो अगेन वो सेलिंग आ जाता है. सो एब्सोल्युटली क्लैरिटी नहीं है अभी फिलहाल के लिए. नोबडी नोज व्हाट्स द काइंड ऑफ डिस्कशन दैट इज गोइंग ऑन between India and US. All that we know on face value is the fact that there is a deal that is going on, there is some progress that is made on the deal, and hopefully by December we might have a deal with US here. So unless and until जब तक वो clarity नहीं आता है, though the trend might remain positive, I think we have seen a lot of times now. अभी I think even the markets are used to it. ऐसे news आता है, then it kind of fizzles out. फिर एक negative news आता है, फिर एक recovery आती है, फिर एक negative news आता है, फिर एक recovery आती है. So ये almost एक pattern सा बन गया है अभी ये 3-4 महीने से. So now even the market participants are well aware that nothing major is going to happen. And that even if there is a dip that we get, chances are that the markets can definitely recover. So we'll have to wait and see. So Sensex again, the previous day's high of 85,290, 85,300 is a strong resistance for Sensex. Any move above this can lead to the price moving up even higher. On the downside, I feel 84,150, 84,200, that is likely to act as a strong support for Sensex here. But again, the major trend is still bullish for both the Nifty and Sensex. Yeah, Murthy, even there is a Bihar election results as well. I think there is a lot of talk that is going around between India-US deal, but I think hardly there are very few people who are actually talking about the Bihar elections here. Maybe as we get closer to the Bihar elections, maybe वो news, काफी सारा news बाहर आना start होगा. I think a lot of people are missing the fact that Janata Dal United, which is a part of NDA here, that is the ruling government in Bihar now, with Chief Minister Nitish Kumar ji. But if any surprises there in Bihar, you don't know what can probably happen in the center. I think that is the major worry. But I think that is what the markets will be keenly looking at in November. So, whenever there is an election in Maharashtra or UP, all these, the big states of India, that is when usually the markets keenly look at these elections, or else, majorly the Lok Sabha elections that we have once in 5 years, that is the kind of elections that is being tracked. But especially, even, Telangana, Hyderabad elections, Andhra Pradesh elections for that matter, because, BJP is not the major party now. BJP is with Chandrababu Naidu and Nitish Kumar, plus there are other lot of parties as well. But I think these elections in Andhra Pradesh, Bihar, Andhra Pradesh is still far away because we recently had elections in Andhra Pradesh last year. But I feel Bihar elections in the month of November, plus the India-US trade deal, there is one domestic news, one international news. So we'll have to wait and watch out as to what can happen in the month of November here. If we look at Bank Nifty, अगर हम Bank Nifty की बात करें, so Bank Nifty again post the sharp rally. Bank Nifty में थोड़ा और extended selling pressure नजर आ रहा है. It the RSI has kind of dipped. ADX is kind of peaking out here, though the indicators are still positive. It's not that indicators are showing any reversal signs here. But the fact that Bank Nifty might give a lower close until there is a second half recovery, because हम कल का लो देखेंगे तो 57,951 है, और आज का अगर हम क्लोज right now it is at 57,754. So we might looks like we might get a lower close today. And chances are that थोड़ा सा एक profit booking का consolidation आ सकता है. I don't see this is a big fall because private banks have just started to move up. I think maybe a small consolidation phase can't be ruled out at the current level. So that is how we should be ideally reading the markets currently. So I feel this high again, ये जो कल का हाई था अराउंड 58,600, that is a strong resistance for Bank Nifty. So if Bank Nifty is, it has already made an all-time high. So Nifty is yet to make an all-time high. So Bank Nifty already अब all-time high पे चला गया है. But I feel if we get a close above 58,590, 58,600, then chances are that even Bank Nifty can start moving up higher. On the downside, if I just take a Fibonacci retracement here, so if I look at the rally which started on this date until this date here, assuming this is the top, then we can fall until 57,550, which is your 23%, 23.6% Fibonacci level. Or if we go until 38, then we can even fall below 56,900. So ideally, I feel we can move towards 57,000. That is where the 38.2% retracement is placed for Bank Nifty. Now, if you look at the heat map, so today mixed cues. So HDFC Bank is down around 1%, whereas ICICI Bank is up 1%. Reliance is up 0.72%. Bharti Airtel is up 1.11%. That is the reason why Nifty is holding on, because ये दो तीन major heavyweights है उसमें हमें support मिल रहा है. But barring that, even ONGC is up 1.76%. Nestle is up 0.6%. BL is up 0.64%. Tata Steel is up 0.5%. But barring that, if you see, almost all the sectors and the stocks are in red. HDFC Bank is down. Kotak is down 2%. Ultratech Cement is down 1.5%. Cipla is down 3%. I think strange. Cipla down 3%. It had just recently given a good breakout. Hindustan Unilever is down 3.4%. Shriram Finance is up 1.36% here. Even healthcare stocks is down. Max Health is down around 1.6%. So barring support from few heavyweights here, one is ICICI Bank, Reliance and Bharti Airtel, there is no support for Nifty today. कल आईटी में सपोर्ट था, लेटर ऑन आईटी ने गेन्स दे दिया, तो इसीलिए हमने देखा कि सेकेंड हाफ में एक फॉल आया था. But no support from auto, no support from FMCG. Oil and gas is kind of holding up Nifty. No support from private banks today, barring ICICI Bank. Pharma भी down है, FMCG down है. Metals is kind of positive today. Metal index has given a fresh breakout. So we need some more participation from other stocks as well, because we can't expect Nifty to make new highs, provided we have support from only few heavyweights here. Now, if we talk about Shravan ji, मैं करता हूँ towards the end question and answer में. So now, if you look at the key sectors and the stocks to watch out. So like I said, so today अगर हम Nifty Metal Index देखें, so Nifty Metal हम काफी टाइम से देख रहे हैं कि काफी टाइम से Metal Index आउटपरफॉर्म कर रहा है Nifty को. हमने इंडाल्को, JSW स्टील, जिंदाल स्टील, ऑलमोस्ट कोई स्टॉक बचा नहीं अब मेटल में देखने के लिए. ऑलमोस्ट वी हैव सीन ऑल द स्टॉक्स, एंड टुडे मेटल इंडेक्स हैड मेड अ फ्रेश हाई. ऑलमोस्ट 10,457 का एक न्यू हाई बनाया था मेटल इंडेक्स में. And even if you look at the ratio chart, metal by Nifty's ratio chart, again, you can see an uptick here. Post metal by Nifty ratio chart taking support at its 50-day EMA. But again, if I have to talk about some couple of stocks from the metal space that are looking good, one is Hindalco. हिंडाल्को हम देख रहे थे कि पिछले नाइसली अपना ये 20-day EMA होल्ड करके ऊपर की तरफ मूव हो रहा था यहाँ पे. It never broke its 20-day EMA. I think this 20-day EMA acted as a strong support for Hindalco. RSI भी राइजिंग मोड में है, DI प्लस भी ऊपर की तरफ है. MACD ने आज फिर से क्रॉस ओवर दिया है और ओवरऑल मेटल सेक्टर भी आउटपरफॉर्म कर रहा है. सो ऑल इन ऑल द ट्रेंड इज पॉजिटिव फॉर Hindalco. And this zone of 785, 790, that is likely to act as a strong support for Hindalco here. Apart from that, even National Aluminium is positive. National Aluminium अगर हम देखेंगे, so almost 9th of October से ऊपर की तरफ 230 और नीचे की तरफ 220 इसी जोन में कंसोलिडेट हो रहा था, और हमें आज एक शार्प ब्रेकआउट मिला है, एंड दैट ब्रेकआउट इज सपोर्टेड बाय वॉल्यूम स्पाइक एज वेल. एंड RSI भी राइजिंग मोड में है, जो दिखाता है कि जो करंट ट्रेंड है वो काफी स्ट्रॉन्ग है, और RSI भी 60 के ऊपर है, एंड द प्राइस आल्सो ट्रेड्स अबव ऑल द की मूविंग एवरेजेस. So I feel even National Aluminium can keep moving up higher with around 225, 230 acting as a strong support for National Aluminium. The next stock that I want to discuss is Vedanta. Vedanta was one stock from the overall metal space that was kind of underperforming when the other metal stocks were doing well. जब आपका हिंडाल्को, नेशनल एल्यूमिनियम, जेएसडब्ल्यू स्टील, जेएसएल, जिंदाल स्टील, जब एपीएल अपोलो इज अनदर वन मेटल स्टॉक दैट इज अंडर परफॉर्मिंग, बट जब सारे स्टॉक्स आउट परफॉर्म कर रहे थे, जब वेदांता एक इकलौता स्टॉक था मेटल स्पेस में जो अंडर परफॉर्म कर रहा था, नाउ इवन वेदांता हैज गिवन अ फ्रेश ब्रेकआउट. So around 485, 490 is where a strong resistance is placed for Vedanta. And we have gotten a breakout. So Vedanta is up around 2.6%, and volumes have also kind of steadily gone up in the last 2 days, with RSI well above, the. So if you look at RSI is at 70, just near about the overbought zone now. And looks like MACD has just is crossing over the signal line. So overall, even the trend looks positive for Vedanta, with 480, 485 acting as a strong support for the stock here. So these are the three names from the metal space, that you can look at. Apart from that, अगर हम realty का ratio chart देखें, even real estate stocks have started moving up now. ये तो एक पुलबैक था, हमने देखा था कि रियल्टी स्टॉक्स अंडर परफॉर्म कर रहे थे. फिर then we saw some momentum, building up in the realty space here, and then we saw some consolidation in the realty space, and again now we are seeing follow through buying now, so which is a positive sign. So like I always say, first tick में कभी भी काम नहीं करना चाहिए. Never buy or sell in the first tick from the lows or from the highs here. So wait for the first tick, because first tick is just a pullback. पुल बैक के बाद आपका थोड़ा करेक्शन आएगा या थोड़ा कंसोलिडेशन फेस आएगा, एंड देन फिर से जो फॉलो थ्रू बाइंग आएगा, दैट इज द काइंड ऑफ मूव दैट यू शुड बी लुकिंग एट. कोई भी अगर एक स्टॉक गिरा हुआ है बॉटम में और यहाँ से एक रिवर्सल दे रहा है, नेवर एवर लुक टू बाय दैट रिवर्सल इन द फर्स्ट प्लेस. ऑलवेज वेट फॉर दैट फर्स्ट टिक, वेट फॉर अ कंसोलिडेशन आफ्टर दैट फर्स्ट टिक, और वो जो सेकंड टिक आता है, जो फॉलो थ्रू बाइंग आता है, व्हिच गोज अबाउट द प्रीवियस हाई, that is when you will actually see good momentum building up, whether it's any stock index or any instrument that you are tracking here. So if you look at Prestige, so Prestige is near its major high now. From the realty, stocks can probably do well now. So here you can see around 1770, 1780 is a strong resistance for Prestige. The stock took resistance here multiple times. Again, it has come back to the resistance level here. So I think once it breaks past the 1770 mark, then chances are that the price can move up higher, with around 1700, 1710 acting as a strong support for the stock. The other stock from the realty space, which was the one stock that was even outperforming when the whole sector was underperforming, was Phoenix Mills. फिनिक्स मिल्स ने यहाँ पे ऑलरेडी एक डाउनवर्ड स्लोपिंग ट्रेंड लाइन ब्रेकआउट दिया था, फिर एक नीचे आया था, रीटेस्ट दिया, बट इट took support from its cluster of moving averages here, and again it has started to move up. So any follow through buying above 1720 is likely to be positive. The price can move up higher towards 1750, 1800 levels, with around 1640, 1650 acting as a strong support for Phoenix Mills. So these are a couple of stocks from the realty space that you can keep in your radar. Apart from that, some other stocks that looks good, जिसका positive price action structure है. One is ONGC. So हमने देखा कि ऑयल एंड गैस सेक्टर एक सेक्टर है, रिलायंस भी पॉजिटिव है, ONGC भी पॉजिटिव है. सो वो सेक्टर में थोड़ा सा मोमेंटम है अभी. अगर हम ऑयल एंड गैस की बात करें तो ONGC की बात करें तो ONGC ऑलमोस्ट 250 240 का ये जो कंसोलिडेशन फेस है, कल हमें एक ब्रेकआउट मिला था और आज हमें एक स्ट्रॉन्ग फॉलो थ्रू बाइंग भी हमें मिला है. सो ONGC इट्स अ स्लो मूविंग स्टॉक. नेवरदलेस, जब भी आप ONGC स्टॉक जब भी आप लेते हो तो ऐसा नहीं कि वो आपको एकदम एक्सपोनेंशियली वो राइज होता है. इट्स अ एक्सट्रीमली स्लो मूविंग स्टॉक, but nevertheless the trend is positive with 248, 250 can act as a strong support for ONGC here. Apart from that, one other stock from the defense space, that is Paris Defense. अगर हम Paris Defense की बात करें तो Paris Defense भी 740, 690 के रेंज में, ऑलमोस्ट 50 पॉइंट्स के रेंज में मूव हो रहा था. आज एक अच्छा ब्रेकआउट हमें मिला था वॉल्यूम्स के साथ. So yesterday, if you remember, there was a news that came in that एक बड़ा defense deal sign हुआ है. So I think that is the reason why a lot of defense stocks opened with a gap up today. But intraday में हम ये देख रहे हैं कि थोड़ा सा momentum fizzle out होते हुए नजर आ रहा है intraday basis पे. But if we get a strong close above 740 in Paris Defense, then chances are that the stock can move towards 765. followed by 815 levels. So even Paris Defense is one stock that you can keep in your radar. And the last stock that I want to discuss today is Blue Star. So Blue Star has given a downward sloping trend line breakout. फिर वो ब्रेकआउट देके यहाँ पे रीटेस्ट लेके अगेन देयर इज अ फॉलो थ्रू मूव. वॉल्यूम थोड़ा बढ़ते हुए नजर आ रहा है, सारे की मूविंग एवरेजेस के ऊपर ट्रेड कर रहा है. एमएसीडी अबव सिग्नल लाइन है, राइजिंग हिस्टोग्राम बार्स है, ADX has started to move up, RSI भी rising trajectory में है. So all in all the setup looks positive for Blue Star, and any follow through move from the current levels can lead to price moving up higher with around 1940 1950 acting as a strong support for the stock here. So these are some of the sectors: metal sector, realty sector. Keep an eye on these sectors, and these are the stocks that you can focus on. So that's all from today's mint market session. I hope it was informative. And now let us start off with the question and answer. If you have any queries, any doubts, do let me know in the chat box, and I'll be happy to answer your queries. Okay, I think I'll first answer श्रवण जी. सो श्रवण जी, अगर हम निफ्टी की फिबोनाची देखें, सो आइडली फॉर निफ्टीज फिबोनाची वी कैन कंसिडर दिस लो फ्रॉम दिस हाई. So 23% comes to around 25,750, while 38% comes to around 25,500. So 25,750 first support, downside में 25,500, that is where 38.2% retracement is placed. ठीक है, अगर वो करेक्शन आता है तो शायद ये लेवल्स तक एक्सटेंड हो सकता है. आई फील 38.2% करेक्शन कांट बी रूल्ड आउट. एलबीजी सेइंग एप्पल फिलहाल के लिए मोमेंटम नहीं है. राव जी, अगर हम देखेंगे एप्पल राइट नाउ इट इज साइडवेज. आई फील एज लॉन्ग एज 1990 2000 is not taken out, it's better to avoid Apple. On the downside, if it breaks 1860, then chances are that it can move towards 1800. That is where the 200-day EMA is placed. Yeah, yes, India VIX is rising, Murthy ji, but nothing to be worried about. If you see that it has taken, I think if it moves about 12.813, that is when there can be some pressure in the markets. But ऐसा भी हुआ है कि जब VIX बढ़ा है, markets भी बढ़ा है. There have also been times where ideally 90% of the times you will see both moving, they both have an inverse relationship, but there are a lot of times where they move in tandem as well. But still, nothing much to worry about VIX here. As long as we don't move about 12.813, I feel there is no fear or panic in the markets. But I feel the two key events, one is the BR elections and one is the India-US trade deal. If there is any surprises there, if, let's say if the deal doesn't go through or there is a surprise result in Bihar, then I feel our new year is probably not going to it won't look, definitely it won't look new. Maybe we will see some pressure kicking in the markets. Definitely the markets might recover. Maybe short term में volatility हमें देखने को मिल सकता है, but overall the trend is still positive here. EPAC हमने देखा था उस दिन ना Manoj ji. EPAC like we saw हमने yesterday, I think it's already gone up since the last 2 days. शायद आप 220 का SL रख के आप ट्रेल कर सकते हो. I think it's better to ride the trend than look to book profits. जब तक वो ट्रेंड में, it's better to keep riding the trend. So 220 is where you can keep SL. Garuda is also good here. It's positive. The trend is picking up. Maybe you can consider 180, 185 as a support for this stock here. Nykaa is also positive. When Nykaa is also in an uptrend, though there is some profit booking here. अगर आपके पास already है, then you can consider around keeping your support or stop loss around 230. But for a fresh entry, wait until 265, 270 is taken out on the upside. Defense में अगर हम देखें BDL wait until 1580, 1600 is taken out on the upside. MADG, I think, I don't know. Your name is Madhav ji. Okay, I'll call you Madhav ji. SCI is good. SCI almost पिछले 2 दिन से बढ़ चुका है. So SCI you can consider with 235, 240 acting as a strong support for this counter. कोचिन शिपयार्ड अगर हम देखें, कोचिन शिपयार्ड अगेन मोमेंटम नहीं है, ऑलमोस्ट छोटे छोटे कैंडल्स बनते हुए नजर आ रहे हैं. Maybe wait until 1850, 1870 is taken out on the upside. Wait for some big green candles here. If we look at JSW Energy good, but I feel wait until 555, 560 is taken out on the upside. Right now, it's in that congestion phase. But I think once 555, 560 is taken out, chances are that the price can move up higher. Anjali ma'am is asking for GPIL. GPIL की हम बात करें, so GPIL is good. If you're already holding, then maybe consider 240, 235, 240 as a strong support for the stock. Wipro, yes, there is definitely some momentum building up on the IT space here, but I feel Wipro has not shown some strong sign there. I think there are better IT counters compared to Wipro, Selvam ji. But I think for Wipro, अगर आप देख रहे हो तो wait until 255, 260. I think once that gets taken out, then chances are that it can move higher. Shekhar ji is asking for Apollo Hospitals. Yeah, the trend is good for Apollo. Maybe some profit booking. I feel immediate support is at 7,800. But if it takes out 8,050, 8,100, chances are that the price can move up higher. Rakesh ji is saying, I believe IT services plus textile contributes to more than 20% GDP. Can our economy and other sectors still march ahead in the short to medium term until other sectors can compensate this drag? Yes, but see, for markets to go up, so right now, the major overhang was private banks. I think with the credit growth picking up now, I think high chances are that Q3 and Q4 can be good for the banking space. I feel even FMCG can do well in Q3 and Q4. So no doubt, almost all the sectors, if you see now, are relatively doing well. Only the export-oriented sectors are kind of under pressure. One is IT, I think, because of the India-US deal. And I think even without IT support and maybe even textiles, we have relatively done well. So I don't see why we can't do well despite not having support from these sectors. But even if these sectors don't do well, there is other sectors like banking hai, aapka oil and gas hai. Maybe these sectors can probably help Nifty move up higher. But that is where we are in a tricky situation right now. So if the deal pulls through, if we are able to get the tariffs from 50% to 15%, and once textile, I think a lot of people are hopeful that textiles will do well, considering that we'll have a competitive advantage over Vietnam and all these countries. I think everyone is keenly waiting for how the deal comes out. I think if that is positive, then I'm pretty sure 2026 will be an excellent year for the markets. Karthik ji is asking for Hero MotoCorp. I think Hero MotoCorp, see, overall auto is still in a positive territory. It's at its 20-day EMA right now. So around 5,450 is where you can consider support, or you can trail your stop loss. As long as it's above this level, you don't have to worry much. एक नेगेटिव डाइवर्जेंस बनते हुए नजर आ रहा है हीरो मोटोकॉर्प में. द प्राइस इज मेकिंग अ हायर हाई, whereas RSI is making a lower high here. So that is the only worry. Even MACD is kind of flattening out here. But maybe आप एक ट्रेंड लाइन बना के रख सकते हो. As long as this trend line is not broken on the downside, you can hold on to your position, Karthik ji. Champa ji, JK paper, not very bullish on JK paper. Because if you see JK paper almost sideways ho gaya. So as long as we don't get a move above 425, 430, it's better to avoid JK paper for now. So if you're already holding, then maybe 375 is where you can keep your stop loss. Can you organize a webinar on cash secured put? Sure, we can definitely have one webinar regarding the same. Prajna ji is asking for Sonacoms. Sonacoms definitely. So there is some pullback, एक downward sloping breakout भी मिला है, but it's below its 200-day EMA here. So if you're already holding, then maybe you can consider 450, 455 as a support. But any move above 495, 500 is likely to be positive. Manoj ji is asking for BSE. BSE, the trend is positive. एक breakout दिया है, but थोड़ा consolidation में चला गया है. I feel once it breaks out about 2570, 2590, then again it can resume its upward journey. Gabriel की बात करें, Sheikh ji is asking for Gabriel. So Gabriel again, momentum नहीं है, छोटे छोटे candles बन रहे हैं. It's moving in a sideways zone here. So I think once 1330, 1340 is broken out, then chances are that the price can move up higher. So around 1180 on the downside is what you can consider as support for the stock. Ether, routine profit booking, I don't see it's a trend reversal, because see, the trend is still up. So as long as 600 is not broken out on the downside, I don't see a trend reversal in Ether Energy, and still it's way above its 20-day EMA. So I feel the immediate support is around 650 in Ether here. So you can maybe trail your stop loss to 650 and maybe continue holding about it. Cummins. Yeah, very good. Cummins is also breaking out. I think any close above the previous high, 4165, 4170 is likely to be positive. You can continue to hold, Murthy ji. I think 4440, 4050 का SL रख के आप hold कर सकते हो. Overall, the structure is positive. Shivji is asking for VMM, विशाल मेगा मार्ट. फिलहाल के लिए देखो मोमेंटम डाउन है, मतलब कम है यहाँ पे. So maybe as long as we don't get a breakout above 150 to 155, it's better to avoid. Maybe on the downside, 140 is a strong support for the stock. So I think avoid Vishal Mega Mart. It's not a counter which shows a strong momentum here. Position in Nifty 50 on the C side. C side, फिलहाल के लिए, see, if you are looking for a C side, at least wait till Nifty goes about 25,870. Because I feel maybe once 25,850, 25,870 is taken out, that is when we can expect some up move. But as long as it stays below 25,870, I feel we might stay in this 25,770, 25,870 zone. So we might move in that 100-point zone here. Right now, it will be like going against the trend, considering the fact that intraday trend has been relatively sideways to negative. But अगर ये 25,780 के नीचे जाता तो और नीचे जा सकते हैं. But I feel on the bullish side, wait until 25,870 is taken out on the upside. Yeah, Gabriel, but the overall trend is still positive for Gabriel. If you look at the daily chart, yeah, definitely there is this gap here. 907 से ये 7 कब fill होगा मालूम नहीं, but ये gap तो definitely है. But overall trend positive है, just that अभी momentum नहीं है इस counter में. छोटे छोटे candles बनते हुए नजर आ रहे हैं. How is IRFC? Subeda ma'am is asking. IRFC, देखो बिल्कुल momentum नहीं है. Wait until 128, 130 gets taken out. So all the railway stocks are kind of not doing well right now. वो 2023 में आपको याद है सारे रेलवे काउंटर्स वर डूइंग वेल, एंड उसके बाद से मोमेंटम ऑलमोस्ट एकदम से खत्म हो गया है रेलवे स्टॉक्स में. So on the downside, around 51 is a support, and even IFCI, as long as it doesn't move above 60, chances of an up move is unlikely. Which one is that stock, Manohar ji? सेजल. अच्छा, सेजल क्लास अवॉइड करना है ये स्टॉक है. देखो ये ना सर्किट ड्रिवन स्टॉक है. 5% का सर्किट लगता है यहाँ पे, फंस जाओगे आप ऐसे स्टॉक में. गिरता भी ऐसा ही है, 2% गिरता है. बेटर टू स्टे अवे फ्रॉम सच काउंटर्स. इसको हम लोग क्रिसमस ट्री बोलते हैं. इट गोज अप लाइक इट लुक्स लाइक अ क्रिसमस ट्री. सो अवॉइड सच स्टॉक्स. श्रवण जी, या गोल्ड में रूटीन प्रॉफिट बुकिंग है ऑलरेडी. अब इतना बढ़ चुका है तो थोड़ा सा प्रॉफिट, डिस्पाइट प्रॉफिट बुकिंग के बावजूद, और 20-day EMA के ऊपर है. सो थोड़ा और करेक्ट हो सकता है, बट आई फील ओवरऑल ट्रेंड इज स्टिल इंटैक्ट फॉर गोल्ड. अभी तक कुछ रिवर्सल साइंस दिखे नहीं है हमें. ठीक है, सो आई गेस दैट्स ऑल फ्रॉम दिस वीक्स बिड मार्केट सेशन. आई होप इट वाज इंफॉर्मेटिव, एंड आई होप आपको ये सेशंस काफी वैल्यू एड लग रहा है. And like I always say, if you feel these sessions are adding value, do share the link with your friends, families, and relatives, guys. And do share the links across, so that more and more people can participate and take advantage of this. So not only this mid market, we also do a lot of educational webinars that happens from 4 to 5. So all the people who want to get started with trading, want to learn about trading, want to learn about how do you analyze, look at the global markets, FIA positioning, uh, do share the link with them and do ask them to join these sessions as well. Okay, so that's all from this week, guys. So have a happy weekend. And again, we'll directly meet on the 27th of October on Monday. Until then, take care, stay safe, and I'll see you guys. Bye, guys, and take care.